And we are back. Welcome to the second night of the Copa America semi-finals. A quick reminder before we get into today's video that you still have 4 hours left to check out my prediction for tonight's Euro game between the Netherlands and England. Come on, England. Let's get to another final. But, man, Canada, I think they can really hold their heads up high after last night's performance. They played really, really well last night, Canada, and arguably were very unlucky not to get themselves at least one goal from that game. But it just wasn't their night. And look, from a predictions perspective, I'm obviously over the moon. For the second time in this Copa America tournament, I have accurately predicted Argentina against Canada to finish 2-0. And rather bizarrely, for all of the Canada matches now across this tournament, Canada played 5 matches in this tournament, and I got the correct score in 4 out of those 5 matches. So I'll take that. It's been a very good Copa America for me. But like I say, Canada, commiserations to them. They played brilliantly. They were by far the best North American team at this competition, but Argentina ultimately in the end were just too much. They showed their class, and to be honest, Argentina could have grabbed 1 or 2 more goals towards the end on the counter-attack as well. But like I say, fair play to Canada, but it's back-to-back Copa America finals for Argentina. And now it is time to find out who I think is going to be joining them in Sunday's final. So before we get into it, finally from me, if you haven't done so already, please do consider dropping a like on this video if you've enjoyed all of my Copa America predictions. And like I said, if I don't get a like for getting the Argentina-Canada score spot on, I don't know what more I can do for you guys. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. We'll have a post-match reaction to the England game as soon as it is finished later on tonight. And of course, we will have predictions for the bronze medal match in the Copa America on Saturday evening. And then, of course, the big final prediction will be on Sunday afternoon as well. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss out on those predictions as well. And without any further ado, it's time to get into it. It is time for Uruguay against Colombia. And to be honest, I just don't really want to do this prediction. This is so difficult to call. There is nothing to choose between these two sides, and I just don't want to do it. You can't make me do it. I'm not going to do it. Goodbye. No, obviously I am joking. We have to talk about it, but look, going into this game, Uruguay are unbeaten in their last, I think it's 7 games in all competitions. Their last 8 games competitively, they're unbeaten. Colombia are unbeaten in all of their last 26 matches, be them competitives or friendlies. In their most recent games against Brazil, which is the best thing that we can look at, Colombia played Brazil in the group, Uruguay played Brazil in the knockout. Both teams drew with Brazil, and in all of their last 3 encounters, they've ended in draws. 2 of them in World Cup qualifiers, the most recent of those coming last October, which ended in a 2-2 draw. The one before that was qualification for the previous World Cup. That ended in a 0-0 draw. And the time they met before that was in the Copa America 2 years ago, where you guessed it, it ended in a draw and went to penalties where Colombia won. So, honestly, there is absolutely little to nothing to split these two sides going into this game. It is so tough to call. This is arguably the single toughest prediction we have had to do in this entire series. So I'm going to go for who I believe has played the best football collectively over the course of this tournament so far. And that is Colombia, and I'm going to go for 2-1 to Colombia. I think it's going to be a much more open game than we saw between Uruguay and Brazil. Obviously, Uruguay did end up going down to 10 men. Rather bizarrely, the last time these sides met, Uruguay went down... Sorry, it was Colombia that went down to 10 men. And then it was Uruguay who got a last-minute equaliser through a Darwin Núñez penalty. So Colombia nearly had the better of them back in October. I'm backing Colombia to get the better of them tonight. I think Uruguay were a bit disappointing. I spoke about it yesterday. I thought Uruguay were a bit disappointing against Brazil. I expected more from them. Obviously, I went for a 3-0 win to Uruguay in that game. I was very disappointed from the highlights of what I saw from Uruguay. I was much more impressed with what I saw from Colombia, not only against Panama to score 5, but from the highlights I saw from the Brazil game as well. I think Colombia played better against Brazil than what Uruguay did. So the way I see it right now, with them being 26 games unbeaten as well, I do think this is Colombia's game to lose. Whether or not this is settled in 90 minutes or whether it goes to penalties, it is so tough to call. But I have to go for the team that I think has played better in this tournament, and that is Colombia. And I'm going to go for 2-1 to them. But honestly, this is really up for debate. This is really up in the air. It could easily be a Uruguay win. It could easily be a Colombia win. And it could easily be a draw that goes to penalties. And even then, if it goes to penalties, I couldn't even tell you who'd be the favourites there as well, because both teams are very good at penalties. So, near impossible prediction. I'm going for Colombia. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching as always. And like I say, I'll be back once again for that bronze medal match prediction on Saturday and then the final prediction on Sunday. I'll see you there.